Hey everyone, what is going on? So welcome back to another one of those discussion videos. We're talking about next week's event, and next week is the final week. It's week 24 in the 24-week cycle, so it is the last week of Pokemon Shuffle. Now that doesn't mean that Pokemon Shuffle is just going to drop all the events and never do another one. I mean, they're probably going to repeat. That's what I'm assuming. So we'll probably start from week 1 again. I could be wrong. Maybe they'll add new content if we're extremely lucky. But I think they're just going to continue to repeat. So yeah, what I'm doing is, because some of you are still need a lot of Pokemon to gather up, and so you're still playing, you're still into the game, and you still enjoy the content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue from week 1 if they do repeat, but I'm going to use a beginner team, or at least like up until like mid-player type of thing. I'm only going to use Pokemon in the main stages and the expert stages early on into the expert and main stages. And I'm not going to, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do, so I can kind of make it more relatable to you guys. It's kind of going to be its own little series, in a sense. So, I hope you do look forward to that if the events repeat, but again, we technically don't know at this point, so we'll have to see. But, yeah, so like, let's say I'm using a Charizard because that's an early expert stage Pokemon. I'm not going to try and activate its ability because I do have a maxed out Unity Power Charizard, so I'll make other plays, even though I might have a better play, because I don't want to activate the ability, because I want to show you guys how to do it with earlier teams. Now, yes, a lot of my Pokemon, my early game Pokemon, are maxed out with raised max levels and all of that stuff. So, you know, there's that. So it's probably going to be a little bit more powerful than some of you might have if you're up to the same, probably if you're like mid section and things like that. So, you know, you might need to do a little bit more damage, if that makes sense. But, yeah, so it should be more relatable to you guys, because I understand that some of you had reached out and said, hey, I don't have these Pokemon, how am I going to do it, you know, how am I going to beat this one or that one? You make it look so easy, but it's actually really difficult, and I totally get it. Believe me, I get it. I was a new player at one point, you know, so I do want to do that for you guys. Some of you endgame players might not really be all too excited for it, I don't know, but because you don't really need to watch those, and I totally get it, but, you know, we already did the 24-week cycle, so we will be doing the events that way. But I also plan on doing escalations again, so I'll probably do endgame teams for that, beginning with week 1 if they repeat again. So we'll have to see. But anyway, that is about, you know, another topic. We're actually supposed to be talking about next week's events, so let's not jump ahead of ourselves, and we'll get into next week's events, beginning with Alolan Sand Slash. Now, Alolan Sand Slash has Ice Dance, and is Ice Dance good? It's okay, it's pretty good. I mean, it's a multiplier, it's a damage multiplier, so you can't really say they're not good, right? So, it is a good Pokemon, but, yeah, I mean, if you maxed out Vanillish, which is really, I don't want to say it's easy to farm, but it does have a better drop rate. So, well, it does have a really good drop rate. I don't know Alolan Sand Slash's drop rate, but the Vanillish does have a good drop rate, and it can be skill swapped to Ice Dance. So, you're probably better off going with Vanillish if you absolutely have to have an Ice Dance Pokemon. Yeah, better off going with that one, but you might just want to stick with Typeless combo. You don't really need Ice Dance, right? But, yeah, so, stick with Vanillish, unless if you, like, you know, like Alolan Sand Slash is your favorite Pokemon, you have to use that on your team, then by all means farm it and go for it. I get it, right? I mean, I've used some cool Pokemon that I like, you know, once in a while. You know, I wouldn't have even maxed out Charizard, to be honest with you, with Unity Power, if Charizard wasn't one of my favorite Pokemon. But I did max it out because I do love Charizard, and it is good, so you could definitely go the same route with the Alolan Sand Slash if you want to, but it's one that I probably wouldn't look into. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on to Carnivine, which was once a day. It wasn't once a day, excuse me. It was a Triumph item stage once upon a time. That's what I meant to say. So you basically tried the stage, used all items just to see how they worked. But they retired those stages once they started the event cycle. So now they're bringing it into into a great challenge. Yes. So I'm assuming it's still going to be super easy. It's probably very similar to Triumph item stages. I'm sure all of you have this. If you don't, if maybe you started playing after the event cycle began and you don't have it, you should be able to pick it up. I don't see it being too much of a problem. It has Risk Taker, or it could be Skill Swap to Flash Mob. Keep Risk Taker. Neither of them were really that great, so I wouldn't recommend farming it. I just don't think it's worth it, to be honest. But it is pretty cool, I guess, to have it as an option, because I remember wanting to invest in Risk Taker on this Pokemon because we had no other grass types at the time for Risk Taker, and Risk Taker was really good at that point in time. Now it's outclassed. It's still not bad, but it's one that I don't think it's worth farming, and I'm sure most of you probably agree with that. I would catch it because it definitely can help you out, I guess, as you play through the game, but it's really not great, so I wouldn't go for it, or at least I wouldn't farm it. So yeah, moving on, we have the last of the what do they call the Uxie, the Lake Trio, Azelf. We have Azelf. So yeah, Azelf is there, and I believe it has, what does it have? I know it could be Skill Swap to Flash Mob. I think it has Paralyze. I could be wrong on that. I'll obviously put the ability on the screen, so, you know, I apologize for not knowing offhand, but I will put it on the screen. It was always considered the weakest of the three Lake Trios, and I absolutely agree with that. I mean, Sleep Charm and Mind Zap from the other two are better, and they're still outclassed at this point, so yeah, totally not worth it, do not farm Uxie. Plus it's probably going to be a relatively difficult challenge, so you're not going to farm this one. There's no way about it. There's no way you're going to farm this one yet, so don't farm it. And so we're going to move on to Archen, or Archen. I think it's Archen. That's always how I've called it. It's, you know, it's the fossil bird Pokemon from the Unova region. So really cool Pokemon. Unfortunately, it's not a good Pokemon, so it's one that you're not going to farm either. Yeah. It's the one that you're not going to farm, but you can catch it because it is a cutie, right? It's really cool. I always like those fossil Pokemon. I was actually disappointed that we didn't get any new fossil Pokemon in Sun and Moon. But, yeah. So, cool Pokemon. Definitely catch it. Don't farm it. I can't recall the ability offhand right now, but I will put it on the screen so you could see as you're watching. But I know it's not good. You know, I know it's not good. So I do apologize again for not knowing that ability. I should have looked it up prior to recording this. But yeah. Anyway, don't farm it and move on to Palossand. And I actually love Palossand. This is probably one of my favorite new Pokemon that was released in Sun and Moon. Now, Palossand has Eject++. So I mean, Eject Plus has been used before. Eject Plus has been used. They're not bad abilities, and once the events repeat, I'm probably going to start using them instead of the shot abilities. Just as I said, I was using earlier game teams, so it's not terrible. It's one that you could definitely use, but it's not. If you're talking endgame, it's probably one that you're not going to have on your team for very long. I don't think so, at least, because unfortunately, it's really not that great of a Pokemon. So yeah. So that's Palossand. So, you know, I would catch it because it's not awful. It's not terrible, you know, right? So, and it does help you with Xurkitree. Xurkitree's not available this week, but, you know, it will help you with Xurkitree once it becomes available again, I guess. So, anyway, moving on to the Ultra Challenge, Necrozma. Yes, this is an Ultra Challenge, and similar to Marshadow, it's very difficult. I don't think it's as difficult as Marshadow, if I remember correctly, but I know it's really tough. I could be wrong, but I don't know. We'll have to see when it comes out. But either way, you're looking at a very difficult challenge. You know, if you want to catch it, fill items is the way to go, in my opinion. I'm not saying it can't be done with less. It definitely can be, but you don't want to use coins and items and not catch it. You know, get a very bad catch rate. So, yeah, think about it for a little bit to see if you could beat it. If you're considering farming it, I mean, it has an ability called, I believe it's called Destruction, and it's basically, it destroys one block, but does like more damage than block shot. So it's actually it is really good. You know, I'm not saying that it's not good. I don't know how consistent it is to beat it itemless. So if you're an endgame player and you're considering this one, I'm not saying don't go for it, but I'm saying see how often you could beat it itemless. I mean, it is psychic, so you could use like Litwick and Dusknoir. I'm not sure if those are the best answers to this one, though. We'll have to see when the stage comes around next week. But yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those difficult challenges. So, you know, even though it is good with Destruction, if you fully max it out, it's you know, if you have a block shot user, that gets the job done, you know, basically. So you definitely don't need it, but it is good. So Yeah, so I hope that makes sense. But anyway, we're moving on to the daily Pokemon. It's a bunch of Winking Pokemon. We have Winking Slurpuff, Winking Ordino, which is actually good. It's a Mega, so you definitely want to catch that one. Winking Togetic, Winking Carbink. That has, I believe, is it Mega Boost Plus Plus or Rock Combo, something like that? So that's decent as well. And Winking, let's see, we had Slurpuff and then the Pre-Evolution. No, is that the pre-evolution? No, Slurpuff is not the pre-evolution. We have the pre-evolution of it. Why can't Swirlix? I'm sorry, guys. I actually usually do look up the abilities before recording, but it's been a crazy week, so I just decided to record before looking up the abilities. I know. Shame on me, but that's okay. So, and the names as well. I should have known that name anyway. But anyway, those are the daily Pokemon. What else can I say? I mean, you definitely should play them every single day. Why not, right? Because you get 200 coins and you can get gifts. So play them once a day and get those extra coins. At the very minimum, you'll get 200 coins. A lot of times you'll get more. You could even get a red gift. You guys know that. I say that in every daily event discussion. So those are the daily Pokemon. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the once a day event, which is Cosmoan. This is another event you should play every single day. Yeah, it goes away after you play it once, comes back the next day. You guys know that. And it could drop enhancements. It could drop, personalized skill boosters. It has Quirky Plus Plus, so it's good for Weak and Meowth if you go with that team with like Mega Mewtwo Y or whatnot. So yeah, it's definitely not bad to max it out or to power it up as well. So you might as well play the stage every single day. And in fact, I know you're going to. No, maybe you will, maybe you won't. I don't know. You definitely want to play it every single day. Totally recommend it. All of these once a day events you want to play every single day. Are you going to use it outside of Weak and Meowth? Probably not. I don't really think so. But it's still nice to have anyway. So that is Cosmoan. And so we're going to move on to the escalation right now, which is Primarina. So these go up to 150. So yeah, it only lasts for 1 week, which obviously makes sense because it's the last week of the 24-week cycle. So of course it's going to only last 1 week, right? So yeah, you get a bunch of rewards and whatnot. So it's really cool. Why not? I mean, Primarina is not really good, I don't think, but because these escalations are so easy in the beginning, you'll be able to beat up until you catch it at least. So at the very minimum, I would say catch it, or you could skip it if you already have it, or if you want to, you could go for all those enhancements and whatnot. So you might as well because there's some really cool rewards that you always get in these escalations. So that is Primarina. So yeah, we're moving on to the final stage, which is a special stage. It's one of those Raise Max level challenges. It's one I've actually been waiting on. Hoopa Unbound. Now, Hoopa has Risk Taker, which I did max out a long time ago when it first became available. I know most of you did too, who got it, but now it can be skill swapped to Typeless combo, and you definitely want to go ahead and skill swap it. I actually skill swapped mine in preparation for this special challenge, but I didn't max mine out yet. Some of you I know did, and if you did, that's awesome. This was actually farmable in a special stage before, so maybe you maxed it out before, and if you did, you don't have to worry about it for this week. But this is the stage that definitely takes priority over anything else, over Necrozma. I mean, even if you had to go with one, you had to go with Hoopa. I mean, there's no other way around it, right? I mean, you have to go with Hoopa. It has Typeless combo, and you know how good Typeless combo is. I didn't max it out, as I said. All I have is Silvally maxed out, so that's why I have to use Silvally whenever I go with Typeless combo. Definitely will be really nice to get another one, and I do plan maybe a little bit. I don't know, because it is going to take coins, so we'll have to see how many coins I have. But either way, definitely want to prioritize this stage for the week. Yeah, and the Safari is still sticking around for another week, so you can get the Winking Glalie and Alolan Vulpix or whatever else you need in that Safari. But yeah, those are the events for next week. Let me know which one you're most excited for. I'm sure a lot of you are going to say Hoopa. Some of you probably going to say Necrozma. Who knows, maybe some of you will say Winking Ordino. I don't know, because it has a Mega Evolution, and it is good. So, or at least it's good for Weak and Meowth, I should say. Or decent. It depends which way you want to go. But either way, really cool week, kind of relaxing, unless if you count Hoopa, which I guess is not relaxing if you want to max it out. I don't know. It does take 150 skill points, so it could take a while to max out, but it's definitely not impossible. But either way, cool week. I'm definitely most excited for Hoopa, of course, because as I said, I do want to max out, or at least invest in typeless combo, so it's cheaper if I invest cookies into it. So yeah, my plans for next week. Let me just tell you my plans for next week. It's obviously to record the videos on Tuesday, which is what I'm going to do. And, but I am going to Canada on Tuesday. I'm going to release the videos earlier though, because I'm going to Canada. I'm leaving for Canada later in the day, and I'm going to be gone for about a week. So, I'm coming back early next week. I might not have the videos up right away the following week. I'm not too sure. It depends when I get back. But, yeah, I will have the events up next week, so I hope you guys look forward to that. But then, you know, you won't really hear from me until the following week. After that, I won't be able to respond to comments or whatnot, but feel free to comment on any of next week's videos, and I'm sure the community will jump in and help you out if you have any questions about the stages. Unfortunately, I can't respond until like a week later, you know, so I do apologize for that. I just wanted to let you know that I'm not just like disappearing or whatnot, you know, because the 24-week cycle is over, basically. So, yeah. So I'm going to do that. Going to get the events out. Probably going to get all of those out. Definitely going to get all of those out, actually. So, yeah, that's the plans. That's the game plan for next week. And I hope you guys do look forward to it, as I always say. And, yeah, that's going to conclude this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.